everyone, welcome to another Anime Kingdom review. See by the title below, yes, this is on episode 6 of Just Because, and yes, this is of course my first review on the series. Like I said, I was trying to catch up with all the episodes on my Facebook and Twitter if you didn't see, and finally I was able to catch up today. And it's kind of funny considering the fact that now I actually ended up finding out that episode 7 is actually going to be delayed, so I ended up catching up and being able to make this review. But yeah, the next week there's not going to be an episode, so that kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie, but I do understand there's been a lot of production issues and stuff like that with the studio. I don't know the specifics of everything. Like I said, I literally just came in more recently, trying to, pretty much binge watch the heck out of it to catch up, and from what I've seen, everything's been pretty dang good for to me. So I'm not too sure if there's been a lot of problems that you guys have seen, but for me it looks pretty good so far. I've been really enjoying the series so far, and besides the fact that there's going to be this delay, this a week of no episode, for me I've literally been enjoying the heck out of this series. Like, honestly, for me, I love romance animes. I'm pretty sure you've known that from seeing a lot of the romance animes that I have reviewed, and this one in particular it's one of those that it's like, oh no, it's going to be this huge dramatic just love, not triangle obviously, because it just goes beyond a triangle already, but there's going to be a lot of drama. There's going to be a lot of heartbreak and stuff here and there, and a lot of misunderstandings and all those kind of stuff. And yes, I do not always like those kind of series, but so far this series has done a really good job at just doing it in a good way that doesn't make it seem like it's too much, because there's a lot of anime where they try and do a love triangle or try to do more than the love triangle, and it's just way too much. There's like too many things going on, too many oh, this person likes this person likes, it's just a whole, it's pretty much a circle kind of thing, and it gets a little out of hand, honestly. But so far I've really been enjoying it. I really like the way that they have gone with this so far. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Let's get on to the episode 6 portion of this review, since I've been honestly just talking about how I have loved this series so far. And if I keep continuing, I could probably go on for several more minutes for what I've enjoyed so far for the entire series, because honestly that's how much I am enjoying this series. But obviously this is of course a review on episode 6, not on 1 through 6. So let's get on to talk about what happened in this episode. So first off, obviously, like I had said, things are getting pretty crazy. There's a bunch of misunderstandings, a bunch of he likes her, she likes him, and even the very end couldn't leave us with a moment of rest. It just had to have another moment of someone seeing a misunderstanding, and of course jealousy arising. So in this episode, obviously it starts off with the fact that Hazuki had tried to obviously text Haruto, and Haruto, being Haruto, could not get to himself to reply to her. He was really scared to do it, and he pretty much didn't do it until 3 days later or something like that. I gotta say, Haruto is probably my favorite character of the whole series. I don't know, I just love his attitude and just how he acts, and of course he is also oblivious to the fact of Mio liking him and everything. But it's just so funny how at the very end, when Hazuki finally pretty much says that she doesn't have an answer for him as of yet, but if he's willing to wait for her answer and everything, which he shouldn't get his hopes up considering the fact that she is going to a school that is farther away from their town, then it'll be okay. She'll there's a chance, and he doesn't give a crap if there's that small chance that even though she's leaving everything, and most people will be like, oh yeah, you're right, maybe we should, I shouldn't get my hopes up too high. For him, he's just like, woohoo, yeah. I'm just like, oh man, he is literally the best character, especially the part 2. I always love these comedy scenes, when he walked in to seeing Ito with the photography girl, Aina, I think her name is, and he misunderstood that completely. I was cracking the heck up, and I really do like that part as well, how at first you have pretty much the lines are drawn when the series started and everything, with Ita liking Mio liking Haruto, and Haruto liking Hazuki. And now things have just got scrambled all over the place, to the point in this episode what we've seen is that Hazuki is finally starting to, as she, at first the reason why she said no was because she was surprised and everything. She did not expect that at all, and she kind of just blurted out an answer without really thinking. And it's pretty much because obviously before this point, before everything that's been going on, they never really talk. So it does make sense. She doesn't really know him. But as they go on, as she gets to know him more and more, you're starting to see that she is starting to have some feelings for him. And you saw that finally in this episode, Mio gave the eraser, or I guess, I'm pretty sure it's not the same eraser, I think she said. So she bought a new eraser, gave it back to him because of that event, pretty much saying that she's moving on. So she kind of started to move on now. Obviously, she probably still has some lingering feelings and everything, but she's finally ready to move on from this point, and her feelings instead kind of go towards Ita instead. And the funny thing is, Hazuki in this episode starts to feel kind of guilty because she knows that Mio likes Haruto, even though she kind of moves on in a way, and it's just getting all over the place. And then of course the misunderstandings with at the ending, with obviously Ita pretty much taking home Anna, I don't know how to say her name, from of the police, pretty much because she got in trouble, of course, for taking pictures of someone without their permission. As always, you know how she is. And honestly, I'm loving her character a lot, and I kind of do see that there may be, a start of a crush on Ita, and I'm not too sure if he has feelings for her. He obviously maybe, has kind of like, he's worried about her or something if something happens to her, obviously, but it's not to the point where he has feelings for her. He still has feelings for Mio. I'm pretty sure that form that he had was because he's going to be taking the entrance exams for the school that she's going to. Obviously, as you saw at the very beginning, he was studying for the test, because before he had a recommendation, he didn't have to worry, but he wants to go to the same school as her, so now he's trying to get the entrance exam thing in, which of course, yeah, that is where we conclude at the very end. It's quite a mouthful, honestly, when you really have to think about it. There's so many things that happened in this episode, and it didn't feel clustered or anything. It didn't feel rushed. It felt really well done, honestly, and I really did enjoy this episode. It really gets in your head, kind of, you're feeling exactly what they're feeling. You're kind of confused at certain points. What's going to happen next for this certain character? It looks like Anna is starting to have feelings for, Ita, and Ita still has feelings for Mio, but now there's a chance that maybe he starts to have, maybe has a growing feelings for Anna as well. Then of course there's the whole Hazuki and Haruto thing, and now Hazuki's kind of guilty for this because she thinks that Mio she does still have feelings, but she thinks that it's not right for her to do this. And of course Haruto, he doesn't know anything. He's just a clueless, funny dude that's super optimistic, super funny, and honestly, I just love whenever they have his character in. I'm honestly wondering if they're ever going to have a moment where he's in the loop, where he knows what's going on. Sure, he knows that Ita has feelings for, Mio, but he doesn't know all the other things that are going on, while everyone else pretty much does. So I'm wondering if there's ever going to be a point where he's actually in the drama and actually knows what's going on, and he actually has to start to think of what he's going to do next. Like if he finds out that Mio actually had a crush on him or has had feelings for him for this, all this time, will that change anything on how he feels about Hazuki? I'm definitely excited to see how the next episodes go. I definitely enjoyed this one. I loved pretty much everything that they had in this episode, especially the two big scenes for me, at least, that I really did enjoy was the whole part where obviously Ita and Haruto go out to pretty much do the baseball thing, the home run thing again, and you get to see the emotions off of every single character there. Ita is really trying, like he's trying his best, because obviously he is using this as a way, of course, to commit himself to also finally gain things, finally understood and gain it out of the way. For pretty much what would have happened is probably if he ended up winning, is that he would tell Mio his feelings. He would confess to her. There's the whole thing with Haruto having to confess to Hazuki going off to grab her I was gonna say trophy for some reason, her trumpet, because of that's pretty much what started this, why he ended up having feelings for her. And then of course there was the whole thing with Mio starting to, she figured out what she was going to do next. And of course, there was also Aina on the side taking pictures and her starting to notice things about Eita as well. So that scene had a lot of emotions going on in it, and I really did enjoy that part. The second part obviously was the part with Hazuki playing on the trumpet. I don't know, I just really like the atmosphere. I really like the way they, the camera angles had positioned in that scene, and showing also Aina and showing Mio as well. It really changed the atmosphere completely when she started to play the song, and I really did enjoy that part, especially considering the fact that you have this one feeling, and then after that she starts to explain everything, and then the whole atmosphere changes because Haruto's like, yeah, it's a dream come true. Oh man, he really is the best character of this show, at least in my opinion, honestly. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. Definitely enjoyed this episode. It sucks that of course we're not gonna have an episode next week, but I am, of course, I'm willing to wait. I have loved this series so far, and it's, as long as it doesn't just completely stop like I've seen, like God Eater did. If you don't know what God Eater is, there was a lot of problems with that as well, with episodes being delayed, and then it came to the point where it got to episode 10, I think, and it just completely stopped because there was not enough time for the season. Later on, yes, it did finish in another season with like 3 episodes or something like that. But it was just such a hassle, and at first I was okay with it, and then it just became like, oh my gosh, really, and just like I was like, oh, okay, so we're not even gonna get to see the season finished here. So hopefully that doesn't happen here, honestly, because that would really suck. But delay here and there, as long as they're able to finish it, I will be okay with it, because so far I have not seen any problems with the production. I still am enjoying the animations, enjoying the music, enjoying the voice actors, everything, and I haven't seen anything go wrong with the production of the quality, at least for me. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. Hope you enjoyed this Anime Kingdom review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If there's anything missed and you want to talk about, comment below as well. And if you did enjoy, don't forget to like. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe for more content. And as always, guys, I want to hear your guys' thoughts. How do you feel about this episode? Good, bad? Feel free to comment below. And until next time, guys, see ya.